Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I'm coming to do a book review. I'm going to try to do this review a little quick because I have absolutely no idea how much life my battery has on my camera. So, today I am doing a review of The 52nd by Dayla. I read this in October. This review is going up, of course, later than that because life has been busy. What I'm going to do as far as the synopsis goes, I'm going to just read you the back of the book because I don't want to give anything away, and then I will jump into the review. On the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula, the immortal Castillo family gathers in Tulum. Weary and haunted, they receive the names of 52 human sacrifices chosen once every 52 years for the underworld, a tradition thought to have disappeared with the fall of the Aztec and Mayan empires. Driving home one night, college freshman Zara Moss swerves to avoid hitting a ghastly figure on the road. Lucas Castillo witnesses the car crash, but when it comes time to supervise her abduction from the wreckage, he intervenes. Something is different about Zara. Lucas has been having dreams of her arrival for 500 years. As Lucas and Zara come together to put an end to the bloody sacrifices, they discover that the ancient tradition isn't so easily broken. The gods are angry, and they have until the winter solstice to drag Zara to the underworld. So, sounds exceptionally interesting. What really drug me into wanting to read this is, number one, that it was a debut novel. The author hasn't released anything since releasing this. If you look at her website, it says my debut novel is being released in October of 2014. It's 2016, so assuming she's not doing any more writing. The second thing that made me want to read this is that the characters, based on the synopsis, are Mexican, the main characters. And that, once I got into the story, I discovered that they really, they were important to the story, but they really weren't the main characters. The main character is Zara, who is white, blonde, and the object or the purpose of the Mexicans, the Castillo family, is to save her life and prevent her from being sacrificed. It does not focus as much on the Castillo family as it does on Zara and her friends. If it did, I would remember who the heck the conquistador was that came and overtook their land. There are also some things that are said. It's typical immortal man falls in love with young adult American girl YA fiction. Brooding immortal man who is this tortured being who always just looks like he's mad at the world. He has the attitude for no reason, and this innocent all-American teenage girl who just needs to be saved and loves him so much, or wants to understand him so much more so that she can love him even more than she already does. And please admit that you love me, and yeah, all of that typical stuff. There's one thing that he says and that Lucas says about Zara in the story that literally had me busting out laughing. Hold on, I have to pull up Litzy because I basically just put the quote on there. Because Lucas says, "I'd never been into someone as young as she was, or anyone so uneducated, or even anyone considered average financially." My translation of that was, I've never wanted to bang dumb, poor jailbait before. Those are some of the things that I did not care for in the story. Once you get beyond that and you get into more of Lucas's family's information and the fight and struggle that's been going on in that family, that is what I wanted to read more about. That is what I was hoping for more of. That's why when I got to the end of this story, I was wondering if there would be more. And I went to check the author's website, and there's nothing that's been posted since before October of 2014. And the website is in dire need of work. And that's coming from somebody who I don't know how to do a website, but it needs some work. But if she's not writing anymore, I guess it doesn't need any work. Anyway, I ramble for no reason. Once you put all of that aside, it is written well. It is enjoyable. Again, I enjoyed more of Lucas's side of the family and when they came into contact with Zara and how much they came to like the person that Zara was. They began to see her as more than just this virgin that they need to save to stop this sacrifice to stop these sacrifices from happening, or the ritual of these sacrifices from happening every 52 years. Once you know that information, I really enjoyed. I wanted to see more of Tulum when they visited there than just them getting their orders and showing Zara around. I wanted to see more of that. That's what I thought I was going to get from this, because again, it seems like it was about these descendants of the Aztec and Mayan Empire, but it's not. Again, the story is enjoyable. Just be prepared that it's not going to be what you think it is, or not going to be about what you think it's going to be about fully. I did give it 4 stars. The more I think about it, I would probably take that down to 3 at this point, because I rated it as soon as I finished reading it, and I was on the high of finishing reading it. I'm probably going to reduce it back down to 3. I liked it. I didn't really like it, but I liked it. I wish there was more about Lucas's side of the story. At one point it starts off going between the two, and then it focuses more on Zara, and Lucas's point of view gets pushed further and further to the side until you only have Lucas's point of view when Zara is present. There were all of these characters and how they were. You had witches, you had demigods, you had celestials, you had these demons in the underworld, and the viewing of how they did the sacrifices and how brutal they were. And you had characters who had ties to both sides that were on the side of the Castillo family that were of Mexican descent. And there was so much more that could have been done to focus on the Mexican descent, or the characters of Mexican descent, and this tradition that was born out of the fall of the Aztec and Mayan empires. And instead of taking that route, it goes the typical YA love story route. But even in doing that, it's like Twilight, but better. And I like Twilight, but this is like Twilight, but better. If that's what you're looking for, Twilight has a huge following. This would really appeal to lovers of Twilight. But if you are looking for more of the diversity character point of view, you're not going to get that as much as you would like in this story. But again, well written, well executed. The pages are so thick. I had and this has absolutely nothing to do with the author's work, but I had such a good time literally turning the pages, because the pages are hella thick, like super thick. That's all that I'm going to say about that, because this has been a rambling review, and my camera's still going, so my battery must be more alive than I thought it was. Yay. Thank you for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, and I hope you all have a good weekend whenever you see this video. Peace out.